Hello my darlings, welcome to the yoga section of the Belly Bolly Yoga, and we're going to begin because this is also our cool down stretch section as well. So we're going to start with the breath, just do a simple little few movements to get the breathing in key so that the rest of the movements follow. So breathe in, so straight spine. Bring it into your core. On an exhale, turn your toes front. Exhale, push. So you're pushing the air out, pushing your hands forward. Tuck the chin. Breathe in, stand tall. Reach tall and stretch. Exhale, gently, 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 gently down. So we're trying to keep nice, long, natural breaths. Coming out the mouth, breathing out the mouth first, then we'll revert to breathing solely through the nose. So again, toes turned out, sit deep, breathe it in, hold it into the core, twiddle the feet front, exhale, push, soften the knees, tuck the chin, push and stretch that back, breathe in tall, lift the rib cage, exhale, let the arms float down, have the palms facing upwards, just as a kind of rotation on the shoulder, and release. 2 more breaths like this, darlings, toes turned out, sink deep, bring it into the core, exhale, really empty the chest, breathe in tall. Exhale. Crunchy shoulders. One last time. Turn toes out. Sink in, breathe it into the core. Twiddle the toes. Exhale, crunch and push really round. Get a nice stretch over the top of the shoulders, tucking the chin. Inhale, reach tall. Lift up the chest, exhale, let the arms float down, palms facing up. There. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So this is the slower pace we're going to work at now. We'll begin in a standing pose and we'll start with a nice stretch in Warrior 1. So bring your right foot forward, the left foot 45 degrees angle. If you feel a bit unstable, you can make it a little bit wider than hip width. So your toes are at an angle, but you're going to bring your torso to face front. So there's a nice subtle twist. With this front knee, it's going to be bent directly over the ankle, so adjust the back leg as you need. Okay, nice and tall. Get a bit of a pelvic tuck and have the legs as straightish. It doesn't matter if that you don't want locked knees, so that's fine. Okay, and then we'll just reach our arms up, get really tall. Now start pushing through your front foot without straightening that front leg, and push through the back leg, so you're really engaging them. Squeeze the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, pull up the pelvic floor, pull in the belly button, and just reach tall. Lovely. Exhale, bring the arms, you're going to sweep them down, link the fingers behind, pin open that chest. We're going to come into Humble Warrior. Just go as low as you feel comfortable to do so, with a nice straight back, so there's no rounding of the back. So if for you that is enough, that's fine. You might be able to come a little bit further. You may be fully able to do the expression of the move, which is to bring your right shoulder on the inside of your right knee, and it's a lovely stretch, and depends, you always feel the stretch where you most need the stretch. For me, it's that dodgy hip of mine. I get a nice stretch there, so pin those shoulders back whichever height you're at. Keep the belly pulled in to support the spine. Few breaths. Look down at the floor. Now squeeze in the belly, push through the feet and gently push yourself up. Lovely. We've not finished in this move yet. So we're going to do a lovely reverse twist. So we're going to bring our left arm forward and our right arm behind. Remember to re-sink into that front leg, and it's the back arm that is the struggle to press back, but just press it back as far as you can. It's a fantastic, oh, lovely shoulder stretch. Make your breaths really slow. You want to calm the nervous system down. When you've got a slow breath, it tells the brain that everything's okay, so your muscles relax, so you can stretch deeper. And then swing that back arm down. And then we're going to step up, both feet together, and release. Lovely. We're just going to do a forward fold from here. So you can feed your hands down the thighs, tucking the chin, and just trickle down all the way down, 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 down. Just have soft knees and just have a little dangle. If you want, hold those elbows. Nod your head gently to check that the neck is released. Lovely. And now soften the knees. Let the bum sink a little bit. Just stretching that lower back. And now crunching in the tummy. Keep the chin tucked all the way up. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lovely. Now let's do the other side. So step your right leg back. Okay, so the right foot is now at a 45-degree angle. Left toes facing straight forward. Get that bend in the knee so that the knee is directly above the ankle. Adjust the back leg as necessary. So again, your hips have got you at a slight angle, but now you want to turn the torso so you get a nice subtle twist in the spine. Okay, when you feel stable and comfortable, we're going to think about upwards. So sweep your arms above the head, so arms are in line with the ears, still facing towards you, just listen to my voice. And then push through your front foot, push through your back foot, squeeze your thighs, pull up the pelvic floor, squeeze in the belly button, and reach those fingertips tall. So everything is engaged, nice and powerful. Good. And then sweep those arms down behind you, link the fingers, really open up that chest. And again, we're going to come forward, so pull in that belly and gently start leaning forward. Stop when you're at your, not your maximum point, just before the maximum point. You don't want to go to your very limit. Just go until you feel it. If you're able to go really low, you bring your shoulder, left shoulder into the side of the left knee. Pushing up. Few breaths. Lovely. And pushing through those feet, pushing up, up, up. Lovely. Release those hands. Lovely. Now we're going to bring our right arm forward and bring our left arm back. So you're going to really pin that back as far as it can. Try and keep solid in the front, so keep your pelvic lock, and then just keep pressing that back arm as far as it will come. And you can either have your gaze over your front fingers, or if you want to stretch the neck, you can start looking over your shoulder, your back arm. Oh, that's good. Don't forget, keep that bend in the front knee, don't let it straighten. Lovely. And now sweep that back arm. And we're going to step the feet together again to the front. Lovely. And this time we're going to have a little bit of back bend. So have feet wider apart this time. I'll face you, girls, so you can stay as you are. Reach the arms up. Tall, tall, tall. And then start bending the elbows and you're pushing the chest up. Oh, I do love that. Pushing the hips forward. And then reach it tall. And gently come down. whilst we're standing, we'll do a balance pose. So we're going to do pigeon, standing pigeon, and all that means anchor into your support foot. So you want to start gripping actively with your toes, get them spread, flex and grip, flex and grip. So you're really talking to the feet, letting them know what's about to happen. You're putting all your weight into that foot, so everything is registering that's where your weight shift is. Okay, peel the toe off. Now what we're going to do is flex the foot, cross it over the knee. And then, and this is actually easier than standing straight, as you can see because I've fallen, sweep your arms forward as you push your bum back, and you're just going to have a little seat. And the lower you go, the more of a stretch over those hips you feel. That's lovely. See, I'm wobbling all over the place. Okay, just repeat it. There's nothing wrong if you're very wobbly and unstable to have your fingertips touching a wall or something. The less weight you put into your hand, if you are supporting by a wall, the better, but just do what you can and then just gently rise up. Now before you put that foot down, we're just going to push that foot forward into staff pose. See, wobbling like a good one, and gently return that foot. Lovely. So shake out that support leg, and we'll do the other side. So again, prepare the foot. So what you want to do is grip and flex those toes and those feet. Really get them to hold you into the ground. So you want to keep your crown of head pointing up to the ceiling. Get a little pelvic tuck, solid in the core. Now bring your foot up, cross, flexed foot over the ankle, she says, wavering around. And then gently, gently start sitting down, arms forward as a counter stretch. Oh, that feels so nice in the hips. It's fine. I'm wobbling all over. So sit, holding, holding, holding. Oh, Lordy. There's nothing wrong with falling over. You're training those muscles. It's absolutely fine. Okay. You've had enough. Remember, we're not going to put the foot down yet. Put the foot forward, not the fush, the foot forward. Hello everyone. How dirty am I? Think no, I have just had a bath. This should be fine. And gently replace. Good. So that's nice strengthening for your core, but mostly for your ankles and thighs, but a lovely stretch as well for the hips. Okay, my darlings. Favourite bit, down on the mat. So before you get down, we're going to go down nice and gently, and we're going to have a little crouch and stretch of the back at the same time. So tuck the chin, trickle the hands down, 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 down. Start bending the knees a lot. Just keep bending and coming down, and then till your fingertips touch the floor. Just pause there, my darlings, have a little bounce. Now, I used to be told bouncing was not good because it's easy to overstretch by bouncing, just push too hard on your ligaments and joints, but actually if you keep really little controlled ones, this is what ligaments and the fascia around the muscle like. They don't like long holds and stretches. They like little teasing movements, just a little push-pull. So that should feel nice around the back. Now if you pause on the bouncing, if your fingertips are on the floor, just keep walking them forwards. You should be getting a nice stretch over the shoulders. Don't look at me, tuck your chin in or look at the floor so the neck is straight. And just really push through those fingertips. You're not just stretching the shoulders, you're getting a stretch in that lower back as well. Lovely. And now gently release your knees to the floor with toes tucked if you can bear it. We're going to come up onto our knees. For some of you that is not an option. If it does help, there's nothing wrong with having a rolled up towel or blanket under your knees. we're just going to do a very slight camel, but not a major one, because I think it's better to take these things gently. So put your hands on the back of your hips like they're in jeans pockets, and it's more about pushing the chest up. This is all about the chest and the upper back, it's not about the lower back. So you're just going to push your chest up, up, up as much as you can, and it's all about pushing the chest up to the ceiling. If it's comfortable to you, you can tilt the head back and stretch your throat, but only if your neck allows. So we're going to do a few breaths here. Remember, try and breathe through the nose. Keep the breath long. You're telling the body all is good, all is calm. Good. And then squeeze the buttocks, squeeze in the belly, and gently come up and slowly sit down on those toes. So this can be really uncomfortable. It's a really strong stretch. If you can't bear your toes tucked under, have them flat to the floor. But this is, I hate this, so I need it. And it's really an important stretch for the toes and the feet. And we're just going to bring our arms above. And then pull the elbows open, have another little up stretch in the chest. Reach it up. Oh, I hate that on my toes. Coming down. Walk the fingers forward. Release the feet if you had them tucked. Give them a little pat, a little massage. They feel so much better after that, though. Lovely, 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 lovely. Right, my darlings, we're just going to do a little bit of cat-cow. So if you don't like your wrists flexed, have fists with your thumbs up into the mat. Okay, keep it nice and relaxed. So this is with the on the knuckles, or you can be flat. Either way, whichever works for you. We're just going to do some cat-cow. So on your in-breath, you're going to soften those elbows and look up with your bum up in the air. And then on the exhale, start with the belly button, start pulling the belly button up, 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 push through the shoulders. Now you tuck the chin, and to get extra engagement in the lower abs, press through your shins as well. The harder you push through your shins, the more you can feel that lower ab engage. Okay, so take your breath in, really soften those elbows. Use your nose to push upwards like a little animal. Stretching the throat and the thyroid. And then on your exhale, crunch up that belly button. Crunch, crunch, tuck the chin. Push through those shins, push through the fingertips, not the wrist. Nice and strong, and soften those elbows. Dive with the nose, push up with the nose. Stretching the throat. On an exhale, tuck the chin, pulling up that belly button, pushing up, 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 through the fingertips, through the shins, and back to neutral. Now we're going to make that an organic flow. So you can make this movement as big and exaggerated and pause wherever you like. So we're going to start going really low, bringing our elbows really low to the ground. You don't want them to stick out though. Always keep them in close to the body. Use your nose to guide you. So dive with the nose, pushing up, 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 up. And then on the exhale, as before, you're going to crunch in the belly, but this time you're going to, as you arch, you're going to bring your hips towards your heels. Oh, and have a nice stretch. Oh, that's so good. And again, use your nose. Dive down. Pushing up with your nose. On an exhale, tuck the chin, crunch up the belly, and push yourself towards the heels. And again, dive. Nose up, crunch up the belly, tuck the chin, and come all the way to the heels. Oh, and let's stay here. So if you want to get a bit more of a hip stretch, you widen out the knees so you can sit deeply, and then just walk down, down. Now, it depends, everyone's bodies are really different, so finding a place that's comfortable in child's pose. Because you're watching this at home, grab some cushions, because you might find it's actually so much more relaxing for your shoulders if you've got a pile of pillows here to rest your forehead on, so you can still breathe, so just resting, and so your neck doesn't ache, because it depends, not everybody comes all the way down to the floor. If you're able to come down to the floor, then you rest your forehead to the floor. Another alternative is to make potato fists and then just rest your your third eye, which I also quite like. Also, some people like their arms close to them. Some people like to walk it as long as possible to get a shoulder stretch. So just have a shift around and see what works for you, okay, my darlings? And we're going to stay in this for 5 long, slow breaths. Okay, from now. Okay, my darlings, gently raise your heads, walk your hands back towards your knees, and then scoot around. Was that not lovely? Right, we need to do some work on our backs, so we're going to lie down on our stomachs, okay, and nice. We'll start with the lotus. So with your feet, keep your toes, big toes pressed together. The reason is it's quite tempting when you raise your legs for them to splay out, and that's not what we're trying to achieve at the moment. So keep your big toes together, looking down at the floor so you've got a straight neck. Bring your hands behind and then pin your chest so that your shoulders come off the floor. Pull up the belly button. Take a breath in, and on an exhale, push everything up. We're going to hold it for a little bit. Try and bring your hands towards your feet. Okay. And gently release. Pause there. We're going to do that again. Okay. So pulling up that belly button. Keep those toes together. Breathe in, and on your exhale, squeeze everything up, much as you can. So it's nice stretch across the collarbones, strengthening for the back. Keep looking down slightly ahead of your mat to keep the neck straight. And release and relax. Good. Now we're going to do half bow pose. You can do, if you're familiar with it, then you can do the full expression of it, but we're just going to do a gentler version today. It's a nice stretch for the quads. So actually we'd start with one foot, favourite foot, an arm on the same side. So you're going to peel up the shoulder and reach towards it. You don't have to touch it, just reach towards it, okay? And release down. Change foot. One foot up, flexed, same arm, same side. Take a breath in. On an exhale, reach as if towards it. Okay, just doing that one side. And release down. Now we do both sides. So it is not necessary to be able to catch hold of the feet. If you are able to do so, that's fine. You do what you can do. But otherwise, everybody, just flex your feet. Pulling up the belly button. Whenever you do any back work, pull up your front core muscles to support the back. Peel up the shoulders so the hands are reaching as if towards the heels. And on a breath in, exhale, squeeze everything up. So you're pushing the flat soles of the feet up to the ceiling, and you're squeezing your hands towards the heels. So you might be able to get the knees off the ground, up to the hips, but it doesn't matter. And release everything down. And just have a little rest. You can rock the hips side to side, nice and gently. Right, my darlings, time for Shavasana. So you can do Shavasana, corpse pose, rest pose, in several ways. Depends on your back. So this is just to release and relax out the spine, the mind. So we have several options. My back prefers it if I have my feet flat to the floor. You can just completely flop open. If you have a block or cushions, you can support them under your bum, under your hips, and then raise it up. Or you could even hoik yourself up against the wall, have legs up the wall supported. That's particularly good if you do it before bed. Really helps quieten down your nervous system, prepares you for sleep. So that's a nice evening one to do. Or if you're feeling stressed, this is a good pose to do. Even better, as I said, if you can get your hips even higher. If your hips are above the heart, that's even better. But just do, as I said, you could put cushions there. Just take some nice breaths. Stay as long as you like, darlings. This is your time. But otherwise, my loves, I will be saying Namaste. Love you all, and I hope you enjoy this Belly Bolly Yoga. Bye, my darlings. I'll come closer and kiss you as I turn this off.